Everyone's talking about AI agents running your entire business while you relax with a coffee. Now, demos look slick. LinkedIn is flooded with autonomous co-pilots promising to do everything for you. But here's a question nobody's asking. Why are 89% of companies stuck in pilot purgatory while only 11% actually deploy these things? Why does the agents that work perfectly in the demo completely collapse when it hits your real systems? And why are companies spending $500,000 on AI agents that never make it past week 3? The problem isn't the AI. Today I'm going to show you some really brutal realities of AI agents that vendors conveniently skip in their pitch decks. Let's dive into this today. Welcome to Startup Hack. I'm Spencer, and here at Startup Hack, we train software developers and build custom software solutions for companies. With a decade of executive leadership as a fractional CTO and 25 years in software development, I've mastered transforming tech teams and products. So AI agent demos make everything look easy. Point, click, deploy, profit. But I've been in the rooms where these implementations actually happen, and let me tell you, the real work starts after the flashy presentation. The gap between the polished demo and the actual production is where millions of dollars and countless hours disappear. So we're gonna break down exactly why. Now, hey, before I go any further too, make sure you comment down below because seriously, it's my favorite thing and the best compliment you can give me. So let's see if you've seen any of this agent everywhere madness at your company. Let me know your thoughts down below. Now, companies are trying to shove AI agents into every single process without asking if they actually need to. You know what works better than an agent for repetitive, well-defined tasks? A simple script that can run faster, cheaper, and doesn't hallucinate. I've seen teams spend 6 months building an agentic system for something that could have been solved with 200 lines of Python code. Now, traditional machine learning, basic automation, and even well-designed UI often beats an overcomplicated agent system. According to recent research, 18% of companies aren't using agents at all because they can't find clear use cases, and honestly, they might be the smart ones. Agents work great for messy, multi-step dynamic workflows, but everything else you're just burning money on complexity you don't need. Now, here's the dirty little secret. Most enterprises don't have clean workflows. They have tribal knowledge living in people's heads. I've sat through meetings where we asked, what exactly should the agent automate? And gotten 7 different answers from 7 different people. One client told me, oh, but for customer X, we do it differently. And that was exception number 47 out of the hundreds. You need to map every step carefully and then clarify what gets automated versus what stays human and document the actual reality instead of fantasy version. See, part of the problem here is that people don't even have existing documentation around the workflow, and they try to develop the agents before they even have a great documented workflow there. So without this groundwork, your agent either automates the wrong thing, automates half the process and then stalls, or gets quietly ignored by everyone. Workflow modernization isn't sexy, but it's literally step 0. Skip it and your agent is going to be dead on arrival. Now, recent surveys show that 42% of enterprises needed access to 8 or more different data sources just to deploy one agent. Your agent needs to talk to your CRM, your ERP, your ticketing system, your database, your legacy app, and 12 other things. So here's the kicker. These systems are fragmented. They use incompatible formats and have inconsistent terminology, and half of them duplicate or missing data. So this is why I hear all the time you need IA before you need AI. You need infrastructure architecture before you need artificial intelligence. Feeding an agent incomplete or low quality data is like hiring someone and handing them a corrupted instead of instruction manuals. Companies discover too late that their data infrastructure simply isn't ready for agents. No unified pipelines, no governance, no standardization. Without clean, integrated data, your agent will make inaccurate decisions, give flawed recommendations, and destroy trust faster than you can say garbage in, garbage out, or they're just going to fall flat on their face. So remember, most enterprise systems were never designed with AI agents in mind. Many weren't even designed with APIs in mind. So I've seen companies try to integrate agents with ERPs from the 1990s that require brittle connectors that nobody knows how to fix anymore. There are in-house apps written on decade ago in frameworks nobody touches anymore with authentication schemes that make security teams cry. Backend systems so complex that you need 3 days just to understand what they're actually used for. And that's before you try to connect anything to it. So getting access means negotiating with IT and security teams who are already overwhelmed, understaffed, and have zero time for your fancy new AI project. Integration isn't connecting an API. It's navigating decades of tech debt, ownership battles, and brittle dependencies that break if you look at them wrong. Now, again, I'm not saying you shouldn't implement agents, But this is just what the reality is going to be when you need to start work. So you need to start that work early and get the documentation before you go write that check to the AI company. Now, 62% of practitioners cite security as their top challenge with AI agents, and that's for good reason. These agents need access to sensitive data. They're making autonomous decisions, and one mistake can violate compliance regulations or cause some big data problems. I've watched companies rush agents to production without proper role-based access controls, without encryption, without audit trails, and causing huge problems. Healthcare, finance, government, these industries face regulations that can shut down your entire agent strategy if you're not careful. So you can't bolt security on at the end. It needs to be built into your agent architecture from day one, or you're building a compliance time bomb. Now, if your company has to have systems that aren't connected, reach out, because here at Starter Pack, our specialty is connecting systems to help your company work to maximum efficiency. So check out starterpack.com/Spencer, because we'd love to help you out. Now, here's a question that makes executives uncomfortable. How do you actually know your AI agent works? Task level, and if the answer is just saving money, you're missing the point. Task level metrics, business metrics, safety metrics, most companies skip the evaluation phase entirely and just hope for the best. Did the AI agent complete the workflow correctly? What's the completion rate? What's the false positive rate? Nobody's tracking this stuff, and that's where you're going to get yourself in trouble. I've seen companies launch agents without success metrics, KPIs, or monitoring, then wonder why trust collapses after the first major failure. Shadow mode, where agents run alongside humans before taking control, should be mandatory, but it's usually skipped to save time. So let me explain that a little bit more. A lot of times what we'll do is we'll have a human do one process, and they'll document everything out if it hasn't already been documented before. We'll then build the agent to do the exact same thing, and then you compare the results. And you need to do this step because this is very important, and I guarantee it will show you a lot of different flaws in the agents. So without continuous monitoring and evaluating data sets, your agent either breaks something critical without anyone noticing, or slowly degrades and nobody catches it until it's too late. Now, 86% of enterprises say that they need upgrades to their existing tech stack just to deploy AI agents. That's 86%. That's not a small number. Agents need memory systems, orchestration platforms, real-time data pipelines, and computing resources that most companies simply don't have, but they still want to go bolt on AI anyways. Your infrastructure was built for traditional applications, not autonomous systems that need state persistence and fault tolerance. When an agent fails mid-task, does it start over completely or pick up where it left off? Most systems can't handle this gracefully. Companies underestimate the scale challenge that works for 10 users breaks completely at 10,000 users. I have a client that I'm working for right now that we were able to do things in thousands, and then we needed to move it to hundreds of thousands, and that's an entirely different set of problems to solve. So until you upgrade your infrastructure foundation, agents will remain stuck in prototype mode, looking impressive in demos, but failing in reality. So building one agent is hard. Getting multiple agents to work together is exponentially harder. Agents need to share knowledge, hand off tasks smoothly, delegate work to each other, and avoid stepping on each other's toes. Shared memory with proper locking and version control is critical. Without it, agents corrupt each other's data and make conflicting decisions, and then you don't know which one broke what. When one agent fails, how do the others respond? When you pick up the slack, or does the whole system crash? So I've seen multiple agent systems that look brilliant on paper turn into coordination nightmares when agents create more problems than they solve. The complexity grows with every agent you add, and most companies vastly underestimate the orchestration challenge until they're drowning in it. Now, everyone wants to build AI agents, but nobody can find qualified people to do it. I've watched companies promote regular developers to AI engineers after a 2-week online course and then act shocked when their agent project fails. The gap between elite AI practitioners who actually know what they're doing and average implementation teams is massive. Building agents requires expertise in LLMs, orchestration, evaluation frameworks. These system integrations and production grade engineers, and that's a rare skill combination. Companies face the hard truth that their AI ambitions far exceed their team's ability to execute, but nobody wants to admit it, and that's usually when they start calling Startup Hack. The talent crunch forces reality checks on timelines, budgets, and expectations across the industry. And here at Startup Hack, our specialty is helping you get those systems ready and figure out how you can automate these systems and build AI agents in the correct way when you have a good process in place. So you can check out startuphack.com/Spencer. Now, 28% of companies rank lack of trust as a top challenge, and here's why. Agents make mistakes in an unpredictable way. People trust agents for data analysis and daily collaboration, but trust drops sharply for financial transactions and autonomous employee interactions. The human in the loop was supposed to disappear, but it's actually making a comeback because companies discovered AI does make mistakes sometimes and they need a human to check it. So when should an agent take initiative? When should it defer to humans? How do you maintain human oversight without killing the efficiency gains? Organizations are realizing that augmentation beats full automation. Enhancing human capabilities works better than trying to replace humans entirely. Without earned trust and clear collaboration patterns, your expensive agent system gets quietly ignored by the very people it's supposed to be helping. Now, companies are building critical business functions on third-party AI APIs and they don't control, and this is super dangerous. When OpenAI had an outage, when they upgraded to ChatGPT 5 and broke all the ChatGPT 4, thousands of businesses suddenly lost core functionality because the entire agent was dependent on one external provider. Pricing changes, policy updates, model deprecations. You're at the mercy of these vendors who can change the rules. So I've seen startup build their entire value proposition on third-party models, then get crushed when the vendor changes prices or capabilities. Building sustainable agent systems means controlling your core technology on your own machines and having robust fallback options when your primary provider fails. Outsourcing your competitive advantage to a third-party API is a recipe for obsolescence, especially in a rapid evolving field like AI. So the biggest reality check of all is that companies are starting to demand measurable returns on their massive AI agent investments. 68% of companies are budgeting $500,000 per year or more annually on agent initiatives. And executives are now asking, what did we actually get into? Many initiatives were launched on faith during the hype cycle without clear success metrics or ROI calculations. According to recent data, companies want 3-week deployments, but current reality is much, much slower due to all the challenges we've discussed today. So the gap between deployment and speed expectations and actual delivery is forcing uncomfortable conversations in boardrooms everywhere. Companies that built real solutions to real problems with proper evaluation will thrive, while those chasing hype will struggle to justify the spend. Now, I'm curious to hear what you guys think. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Tell me about if you have personally implemented AI agents successfully in your work. I want to hear about the real world use cases. Hit me up in the comments down below and make sure you like and subscribe. Here at Startup Hack, we love to train software developers as well as build custom software solutions for companies. And here's some great information about our services, and check out startuphack.com/Spencer.
Hi, I'm Spencer, a fractional CTO. With over a decade of executive leadership and 25 years in software development, I've transformed technology teams and products for businesses just like yours. As your fractional CTO, you get the strategic guidance of a seasoned technology executive without the full-time commitment, perfect for companies ready to leverage cutting-edge technology without expanding headcount. My team at Startup Hack has already built advanced AI agents for small and medium businesses, automating complex workflows and delivering advanced ROI to human workflows. We specialize in creating custom software that connects your systems into a single coherent technology ecosystem. Our development approach focuses on tangible business outcomes. For one client, we developed AI-powered workflows that cut days off of human processes. For another company, by connecting multiple systems, we reduced processing time to increase their ROI by over 75%. We don't just write code, we architect solutions that scale. Whether you need cloud system architecture, data integration between legacy systems, or custom AI agents that automate your unique business processes, my team delivers results that exceed your expectations. Having led technology for a lot of companies and launched 7 successful brands of my own, I bring battle-tested expertise to your business challenges. Our specialty is turning technological complexity into business advantage. So if you're ready to harness the power of AI and custom software to drive your business forward, let's connect. Together, we'll build technology that doesn't just solve today's problems, it positions you for tomorrow's opportunities. Technology leadership, decades of experience, AI powered. Reach out today and we can help you. Check out startuphack.com/Spencer.